1,000 bags. Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler, Taylor Makeup Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we love furniture.
What? No. That has nothing to do with this video.
It does, because we'll be showcasing all the furniture that holds our board games.
Yes. Today we are going to be doing a board game space tour because we've got a whole basement that's dedicated to board games.
And this video is sponsored by IKEA.
I wish. But you will be seeing a lot of IKEA furniture, I can tell you that much.
With that said, what we'll do in this video is we'll give you a little bit of a tour of our studio and what it entails. And then our board game space and our collection of the various different sections and the madness that we call our brains.
Yes. It's always going to be a work in progress. Like, we get more and more games, we run out of space. I really want, like, more decorations down here, some lamps and stuff like that.
Lamps.
But we are, I guess, finally ready to show everybody the space that we've been living in for the last 5 years. We've been playing board games in. So.
And if you really like the space, feel free to check out all of our shorts and reels because Tyler's been kicking butt at those and showcasing various elements of those spaces too.
That is true. That is true. But with that out of the way, we'll show you the studio, and the best way to do that is actually through another lens. And if you want to do that fun thing where you like snap and it can change, it'd be great.
Ready?
Yeah. Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you get a bit of a zoom out of what our studio is. I think you can actually, I'm not 100% sure what you can see over here, but we'll get there.
Entrance.
Yeah.
To the magic, where the magic happens.
We have a stand-up desk
that has playmats on it. Surprise! It is not a red neoprene desk.
It is not, but we are able to change a lot of it. And then, of course, back here we've got our IKEA shelf, Calyx, with a bunch of our top games is really what it is over the months.
Yeah, we try to rotate our top games of the month, and we'll place them here. Some of our favorite games in general, they sometimes sneak in here too.
Yep.
And then on the bottom here, we have our giveaway games.
The good stuff.
So in the future, we'll do some giveaways. Those are the games we typically give away. They also are sometimes our friends' giveaway games. So if someone comes and hangs out with us, we'll maybe give them a game as a gift.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the board game space. We've got a nice little storage closet over there, which we're not going to show you.
We're not going to open the storage closet?
No. What we will do, actually, is we'll do a turnaround because we can show you the rest of the room. It's not very big. That for the photography people or the video people out there, this is like a 10 zoom right now, where like a 10mm zoom, so it's like very zoomed out.
Very zoomed out.
Yeah.
And now this is what we see.
Yes.
This is that whiteboard we have not changed in quite some time. I believe we actually wrote Kovray Tour when we came in here.
With the intention of doing a tour, but we never got around to it.
So now we're finally doing one.
See?
So the whiteboard's finally relevant. I'm pretty sure that won't come off because it's been that for 3 years now.
Yeah.
But that is our little studio space. This is where we film majority of our videos, our how to plays, all the B-roll that you see. This room does become a disaster from time to time.
100% it does. That's why we have a nice door where we just close it and we don't have to worry about the mess.
That is true. Do you want to demonstrate closing the door?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay,
now we can actually go out here, which is probably what you're more interested in, and this is our board game space. Some of you might be asking, does our Calyx go to the ceiling? It does. Well, maybe not. Maybe not all, but good enough. Anyways, our first set of shelves that we'll talk about, these are like our heavier games. So like you'll see like some of the Lacerdas over here, or all of the Lacerdas that we own over here. Terraforming Mars is down at the bottom. And then we've got a mix-in of a bit of stuff here too. We've got some cooperative games that we like to play. Some of the cooperative games are up here. We've got some other heavy games down here, Tapestry. And then we've got like 6-player games down here, like Mysterium, The Great Split, Birds of a Feather, for example. All games that we kind of are easy and remember. They're easy to remember to bring out when we have like larger groups of people.
Here we have our beautiful light. I like to say this is the feature of our game room because when you walk in, you can see it. It's beautiful. The game night is about to start. We also have all of our small box games that are in a dire need of reorganization. because they used to have a space and then there got to be a little bit too many of them. And we're kind of waffling back and forth between kind of sliding them into where they fit versus having them all in kind of one section, which is easier to get. But this shelf of games is generally some of our favorite games, the games that we play more often. Um, this shelf is similar to another shelf that also has that same category, but this one is just on this side of the room. So that is how the structure for this works. But you'll see some of our favorite flat out games here, some Devere games over here. There's some Red Raven games down there, some Alderac, some Deduction, and a lot of joyful and fun games so we can get to the table more often.
And over here in our corner, we've got all the Marvel United stuff. We are maybe one day going to finish painting all of them, but as you can see, we've started at least. So that's something, right? But yeah, I think it's villains, heroes, and then the purple ones can be played as like other, both, I guess. Both.
This are our roll-in rights. We have many cubes of one of our favorite genres of games. We have done a roll and write month now 4 years ago, and it's about time we revisit some of them. So there's been some really fun ones we've been digging into and we've been rediscovering, and really excited to get to be playing. But if you like roll and writes, maybe you're at the right channel because we'll help you decide which one's for you. One that we haven't played yet that I want to play is Saint Malo.
Alright, so this one's kind of obvious. It's like a villainous cube, but around it, I would say, is like the start of the side that Ilya just showed you, where we're getting into some of the games that we'd like to show people, some of the games that we want to get to the table, so they kind of like sit pretty close to it. Up here, though, we've got like all of our Oink games. So, yeah, all of our Oink games, and then all of our Button Shy games that we have. This is probably going to change once we figure out the small box solution, but who knows? And yeah, I think this part over here, if you can see it, is the continuation of the other side. So you'll see games like Keystone, like Lost Winds of Arnak, like Azul, Clank, Wormspan, and Finspan is down there too. But Wingspan, we have the giant nesting box, so there's no way it's fitting in a Calyx cube. And yeah, that's this part.
Here, this one line is our party games. Now, I Love Manatees is not a party game, but it is here. But here are some of our favorite party games, including Fun Facts, which is the best party game of all time. And a lot of the classics that we pull out with our friends on an ongoing basis, because party games are a great way to introduce people to the hobby, which is always really fun. Now, moving along, Four Shuffle is one of our favorite games, hence it gets a little feature on its own. But we have some Polyomino scattered throughout here. We did a Polyomino month last year, and we covered over 50 Polyomino games. And most of them are here. Some of them have migrated to other areas to fit different categories, but they're still standing strong. Now, this is where it gets a little bit messy, because some of these games we've played many a times. Some of these games we got yesterday. So this is kind of like the side of the room where things need to be reorganized, reshifted, and some games have a space, but some don't. So we're still trying to make sense of it, I will say. This is the messier part of our game room. This is also our intake bench, where there's some games that we need to work on, or we recently played that we're trying to put away or reorganize. Essentially, if a game is messily somewhere, we'll put it here, and then we'll deal with it and find a place for it where it belongs onto the shelf. There's also really fun component boxes where there's a bunch of various random knickknacks if we ever decide to prototype or make our own games. And these drawers have...
Okay, this is probably the least exciting part about the room, but this is where you would exit. I guess you would also come in, so maybe it is pretty exciting. But yeah, behind me we've got like our board game travel bag that we usually carry with us, and that's about it. And here is a cute little sign that our friend made for our room when it was way smaller than this. And probably what you all been waiting for, our rainbow wall, because this is what we like. So obviously Roji Biv from red all the way down to purple, blackish, I guess. But the fun thing is you'll see these games don't really move. They kind of get their space because of the color that they're in, and that's kind of it. So of course we've got like Catan over here. We've got all the root boxes down here. What else do we have? We've got Castles by the Sea. We've got some purple games over here. That's like the Vast. So you'll see that. You'll also see down in the corner, there's like Merchant's Cove and Dice Throne. So they're like dark blues. And yeah, I guess that kind of catches you up on everything here. Obviously, you might be asking about like these games up here. These, majority of these games fit very awkwardly into a calyx. So they get a space up here. So we have got like Tidal Blades, which is a huge game. We've got the Nesting Box, which is a very large box. We've got Pampero over there, which is a huge, heavy game that's like bigger than a Lacerda. Like it's just as heavy as one, but the box is gigantic. Yeah, you catch my drift.
Now for some housekeeping, our bathroom is down here in case you need to use it if you're playing games with us. But this wall is our campaign games or multi-session games. Some of them are not that, but majority are. We have the lovely Alice is Missing role-playing game, which is really done through texting. Really, really fun. We have Oath. We have Adventures of Robin Hood, Sagrada, Artisans. We have Galactic Renaissance, which is not a campaign game, but it feels like one sometimes because it's so much fun. The Legacies, Nemesis, which we have still not played. We got to play that Nemesis. But this is our, and it's farthest back because it's safe for those folks that want to get all the way back. They're like, what's back here? And now we know they're ready for their campaign game because they've looked at all the other games, they've explored all the adventures and all the themes. And now it's time to dive into Frosthaven.
Mention the door over there.
There's a door over there. Oh.
It's the furnace room. We don't need to go in there.
Oh, it's the furnace room. We don't need to go in there. And then you can also go under the stairs. That's where the paint is.
Sure.
This is our table.
Yeah.
It also has
neoprene mats.
Different types of neoprene
and
mats.
And then the felt at the bottom, which maybe you can see. I don't know.
Fun.
Yeah.
And we have blankets because it's cold down here. So we provide blankets to anybody who comes by.
Especially when it's wintertime in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is, if you're wondering, it's the Jasper table from All Play. Mm-hmm. And it's been fantastic. The leaves probably, I don't know if you can see them, but they just lean against the wall for now. And as you can see, this is kind of like our space. It is our space. It's not kind of our space. It is our space. There's definitely things that we want to do with it, but we're super happy with it, and it's just it's pretty amazing. I consistently want to take all the games down and reorganize them. It takes an entire weekend. But Tyler does not help me. Yeah, I refuse to. I think it's got a good system. It's due for a refresh. No, there's some games that end up being like a little difficult to find, but for the most part, we can pick our games out pretty quickly. I do think we do a reorganization annually, and that's the one that Tyler does help at. No, I don't help. You helped last time. I think I give suggestions. No, you help put stuff on. No, I wasn't here last time you did it. Very rude. Tyler will help next time, and we're going to be doing it in June. I won't be here. Why? Where will you be? Exactly. Now, we do have one last section to show you. And it is our 2-player area. Shall we head upstairs? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Ta-da! 2-player shelf. So these games are, as you would expect, all 2-player games. There are maybe some like 1 to 2-player games, but for the most part, like these are the games that Ilya and I will play together. They're up here because we don't want to invite people over and say, hey, do you want to play some games together? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, what's that one? I'm like, oh, we can't play that one. So then we get to play and enjoy these together. And we also did a 2-player one 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So we love 2-player games. I feel like they become a bit of a collection staple in our collection. Yeah, exactly. The people that do to come up here will usually be like, oh yeah, you want to try out a couple games, then or some couples that will come over and we'll be like, here, try out some of these games.
And this is Maggie.
Bean, you want to come in too? Come on, come here, up. Oh yeah, look at her. So yeah, we've got like our animals. Of course, they're always gonna tag along, but I think they really want to play, so we'll maybe do that, and then we'll hop back to the table and we'll do a little end discussion.
And that has been our chaotic tour.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We were definitely not like a tour giving video experts, that's for sure. But it gives you a sense of what our space is. The one thing I'll say is and Ilya will say this too, is the walls are empty. The ones that don't have anything on it, the walls are empty, and we want to put like cool art on it.
And we need lamps.
Yeah.
I've had a 180 on lamps, and I want 1,000,000.
I'm so happy that he has too.
But where are the lamps?
He seems to be very picky.
I am picky with the lamps.
Yeah.
Tyler's like, what about this lamp? And I'm like, ugly.
We're easing him into the lamp idea because I really like lamps. It's like a very moody light.
But it has to be a good lamp.
Yeah. So if you have any suggestions for things like that, or like where you look to find cool art, some lamps, whatever it might be, let us know, because we're, like we said, always trying to try and upgrade. We are running out of space, so it might mean that we have to cull some games to make some room, and that'll be an interesting experiment for us to go through.
Well, we've already called at least 50 games.
Yeah. We could call more, though.
That's true. Now, if you want us to do a cube by cube tour that Tyler will feature on shorts, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, that would be fun, actually.
We have over 100 cubes of games.
That could be fun. I would do that.
100-part series.
Yeah. Part 1.
Which cube would you start with?
Probably the one over there.
With just Azul.
With just Azul. And this is the Azul cube.
That's you could talk about all the accessories, all the minis. That could be fun.
That is true.
But thank you so much for being here. This is our studio. This is our space. This has been our hobby in the making for many and many years. And really appreciate for you being here with us.
Yes.
We do have a Discord channel where we talk much more board game things, and we play some games on Board Game Arena, or Tyler does.
Yeah, and other things that are board game related, which is always fun to get to know everybody that watches us.
So feel free to join us there. And we also have a Patreon page if you want to support us further that has a little bit of additional video content.
Yes, sneak peeks, everything like that.
But other than that, if you want to support us,
you can hit the thumbs up button and that subscribe button if you're new here, because obviously we like board games and we'd love it if you joined our journey.
Do you have any questions for us? Leave them in the comments down below. But our question for the day for you is, what is your favorite part about your living space?
Ooh, I like it.
Do you have a maybe particular favorite lamp that you really like, or a rug that you're like, this is the best rug ever?
Yeah, you want to know what's weird is I would say our rug. The rug is one of my favorite pieces.
Where did we get it?
IKEA. Sponsored
by IKEA. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Bye.